It's good morning. How is everybody doing? I'm clearing my vision. So if you're finding me for the first time, my name is Penny. I come here 5 to 6 days a week. My goal is to inspire you. My goal is to hope that you can listen. You pause whatever you're doing and you learn something after I'm done for the next few minutes. And I hope you can learn something that is going to help you live a life with purpose. I was talking to my youngest son, who's 12, and I was telling him when he's going to be 50, I'll be dead. And he asked me, isn't that sad for you to even think like that? I said, yes, but there are people or there are children who have lost their parents at a young age, your age, and they don't have parents. And he wanted to dismiss the discussion, but I told him it's good for him to know that we are not always going to be here forever. So you have to learn to enjoy the moment. Death is inevitable. All of us are going to die someday. We don't know how. Somebody is dying as we are speaking. Somebody is about to die. Somebody is going to die in a few minutes. And somebody could be watching me here now. In the next 5 days, they'll be dead. And that's the saddest reality. So what we try to do is to try and encourage people through these social media platforms that we have been given for free, to encourage people to live a life with purpose, because the bottom line is whether you're living or you're not living, whether you're afraid or you're not afraid, you're still going to die anyway. So you might as well just live. Don't be afraid to live and live a life with purpose. So if you're finding me for the first time, I always tell people, to have their pen, paper. This is the book we are doing. The lady that is a woman that wrote this book, she's a psychologist, and she's teaching people to live a life with purpose and why it matters. And I always tell everybody who's coming to my class to have a notebook. This was my 2023 book. This is the look that I wanted to have in 2023, and we are coming to an end. Actually, we are starting December in the next month. And I don't know what your year has looked like. We have one more month. So get your pen and paper ready and write what you're planning for 2023. It's so chilling to talk about death. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. That is the sad part. There is nobody who's going to escape death. We are all going to die. That is like it's a given. So if you're coming in, please share this video, invite your friends. If you've not liked my page on Facebook, do that. That enables me to be able to do my business. If you don't know why your support is important, it's going to enable my page, instead of me paying Facebook to push my page, because it's a business page, I sell things on my page. It's going to enable more people to reach my page. So with that said, am I on the wrong page? I think I'm on the wrong page. Let me see. I thought I was on the right page. Yeah, I'm on the wrong page. Yes, I am on the wrong page, but that's okay. And let's do this. I just needed to share this, and then we can continue. So yeah, we don't want to talk about dying, but somehow we have to die. There's no way we are all going to stay forever. Nobody lives forever. We are here for a season, and sooner or later we'll be gone. Okay? Alright. Okay, I did my thing. Alright. So, and if you've not gone to my YouTube channel to subscribe, please do that. I'll appreciate your support. And so we can reach more people. Anyway, so today we are talking about creating a worry corner and a worry time. The reason why I started with the story of my son, Ryan, it's because I wanted to tell you, after I told him that, he had to take time to think about that. And at his age, it's a big thing for him to think that, oh, someday my mom will not be there. That's a big challenge. He just can't imagine that one day I won't be there. But I want him to understand that a day can come when I'm not there. So he needs to get used to know that, you know what, one day your mom will go, one day your dad will go. This happens all the time. So today we are talking about creating a worry corner, where you create your time to worry. Okay? Now, my sister and I, my sister Margaret, we talk about the way when we go to bed and we just go to sleep. We don't have a problem going to sleep. After we wake up, like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning, is when we start thinking of whatever is happening. Some of you, you worry, you can't even sleep. Some of you worry, you have to take medication. I recently discovered an off-the-counter sleeping medicine called melatonin through our children. I'm like, when did you guys know about this? Like, people are taking sleeping pills. But for some of us who are overly active or hyperactive, we actually just easily go to sleep. But I just don't naturally go to sleep if I had not learned a skill that I learned years ago. I didn't know this was coming because I'm not reading this book ahead of you guys. We are reading this book together. The book that I had read years ago was saying that you should stop thinking at 6 p.m. Stop finding solutions to your problems around 6 p.m. And when they say 6 p.m., that means you're going to go to bed probably by 10 or 9. Like, these big things that are going to keep you, like, your anxiety, like, anxious. They're going to have you not really, your mind racing. So that book, this is many years. That book said that by 6 p.m., think of small matters. Forget about the big matters. Because the big matters are going to keep you awake. So, in her book, let's go to what she has said. Get your pen and paper. And she starts by saying, everyone worries. It's part of being human. Worrying is one way to experience anxiety. And when you start worrying, the anxiety can make you to sit in one place and you can retreat. If you are doing something, you can stop doing that thing because you know what? You started worrying. And you can worry so much. You see, right now I put you guys in a zone of thinking about death. You can just worry about you dying out of this planet Earth, and then you will feel discouraged. You won't even get up to do anything. And unfortunately, sometimes anxiety gets a better part of us. Worrying becomes like a part of us. That's why a lot of people are poor. Because, people worry so much. They spend so much time worrying. They occupy their brain by just being worried, and they don't have time to create anything. They don't have time to think of positive things. And there's a book I read not too long ago. It's called Positive Thinking. I think that is the name of the book. Let me be sure. The Power of Positive Thinking. Yes. The power of positive thinking is what you start thinking. Some of you are so occupied negatively. You're worried so much. You cannot think of getting a job. You cannot think of starting a business. You cannot think of anything. You cannot think to find solutions to your problems because you're so worried. Okay? So it takes away your energy. It takes away your morale. It takes away the important things that you're supposed to do because now you work after some time. You have no strength, okay? If you start creating time to worry, if you start creating a location to worry, you're going to find yourself being more productive. Paris, good morning, okay? So she has highlighted a few things that you need to do for your worry time. When you need to worry, you need to create that environment where you know from this time to this time, this is what I'm going to do. Number one, they have said, remember we decluttered the house. Remember your house, we spoke about the house before if you've been watching me. Your house is in a nice, peaceful place. Find a place where you're going to get your pen and paper and it's your location to worry. Designate a place in your house to worry. And it should be a quiet place. Some people choose a chair. Some people choose the bedroom. Some people choose the study room. So find a location and write it down. Where is your location? Number 2, the time. Designate a set time on your calendar every day. If you typically worry for 6 hours a day, you may decide to reduce your worry time to 2 hours, because worrying takes away your time. Deborah, how are you? Okay? If you're out of the 8 hours you have, maybe a day, whatever time you have when you're awake, how much time are you spending to worry? So if you're worrying for 6 hours, you need to track worry time. Reduce your worry time to 2 hours. Okay? Schedule and set an alarm for your worry time. Your worry time, it causes you anxiety. You're not really being productive. We're going to talk about that. Okay? Set an alarm, and once the alarm goes off, move into something else. Be productive and stop worrying. Okay? This time will be time for you to just focus on anything that you're going to worry about. Do it at that time. Okay? And then you're going to write down, here is my worry time. Where is your worry time going to be? Where is your worry time going to be? And how much time are you designating to worry? Number 3, a safe spot. Choose a safe spot where you are mentally, where you will mentally file your worries. Choose a spot where you will mentally file your worries. Okay? Where you're going to, after you write everything on a piece of paper, you have to write it down. I know most of us are using the phones, but the phones, I don't know. I'm still like old school. I like writing things down so I can see. Like, you can get your journal, your calendar right where you can see. Because the phone, once it turns off, you can't even erase. I prefer to use a pencil. Find a place where you're going to write, to keep the things that you've written, that you have worried. Where is your safe spot? Okay? Now, here is what you will do every time your worry pops up in your head when it's not scheduled, when it's not in the right location. Okay? Acknowledge your worry as a natural fact that you know what, this is normal. Okay? Acknowledge that you know what, this is popping in the wrong time, I should not do that. Dismiss it. Next, jot down the headline of the worry that could be, right? Whatever worry that came in the time that you're not supposed to worry, write it down so you can take it back when you're going back to your worry corner. Take 3 deep breaths mentally. Visualize filing your worries. Okay? Take 3 deep breaths and file those worries and take it back to your safe where you're going to go and review them. American Kenyan comedian. Yeah, I see you. Okay, so let me, okay. And then go back to what you were doing. Remember, you've removed it, you put it away, or if you have a piece of paper, write it, whatever worry that popped into your brain when you were doing something. Knowing that you will tackle that worry on your worry time. Okay? And here is what you're going to do on your worry time. Okay? Prepare yourself with a drink of water, right? A cup of coffee. Let me see. Okay. Prep yourself with a cup of water, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. Okay? And head on to your worry corner. Set a timer and worry all you want. Mary, how are you? Okay? And now she's telling you, understand why this matters. Why does this matter? There's a difference between worrying and planning. 2 different things. Okay? Write that down. Worrying amplifies fear, while planning solves problems. That is very, very, very important for you guys to know. Highlight that completely. This is the key. Even if you didn't hear anything I said today, I want you to put that in your head, okay? How are you, Moses? Worrying amplifies your fear, okay? While planning solves your problems. When you plan, you are finding solutions to your problems. And worrying is just magnifying all the problems that you have. However, some people find the act of worrying to be comfortable because it's familiar. You are so used to doing it and may even wonder, who are you if you're not worried? Because you're always worried. There's a friend of mine. This friend of mine, she's always worried. Mary, good morning. This friend of mine is always worried. I like her. She's a very good friend of mine, but every time I talk to her, by the time I hang up, she has given me all her worries. Like, I think that's the role I play in her life, because she trusts me and she offloads all her worries, but she's worried a lot. I'm like, oh my God. I'm not worried about her. She's worried about so many things, the things that are the future. She's worried about what's going to happen. She's worried about what's happening now. She's worried what could have happened, all these things. But I listen to her, but by the time I'm done, I'm like, wow, she's so worried. She wants to make sure everything is fine. And there are people like that. But I know she's a warrior. And I'm reading this book with you. So when I'm going to talk to her the next time, I'm going to tell her for us to set a time for us to worry. Can we create a time where she can call me so we can worry briefly, because for the most part, she's always worried. Okay? You trigger her worry. Mary, I don't know. Like, she calls me and she's telling me, oh, I'm worried about, her mom. She's worried about her dad. She's worried about her sister, her brother, her kids, her husband. She's worried about everybody. And it's just, I don't know. Maybe she chooses me to be in her worry corner. Like, she wants me in the meeting with her. That's her worry time. And she chooses to share her worries with me. But now that I've read this book, I've known that when she's sharing her worries, we are not solving the problem. We are afraid. She's in fear and she wants to tell somebody what she's worried about. Okay? So when you plan to worry, you're going to worry less, or you're going to be more alert, so you don't spend so much time preoccupied with being worried, because it takes away your time. When you worry everywhere throughout the day in your house, the energy of anxiety lingers on you in every space. It causes your environment not to be a good environment. Okay? And then it becomes a vicious circle. Gift yourself with a worry corner. That means you are purposeful, or you're intentional. When you're going to start worrying, you're going to be intentional that, this is my worry time. After that, go into something else. For some of us who are, like, I make my own clothes or my own beads, whatever. For some of us who are creative, if I worry so much, I'm not able to create good beads, because you need to come up with creative, catchy patterns. If I'm worried, I might not be as productive. There are some jobs, if you're worried, you're not productive. It takes away what you're supposed to do. Create a time to worry, because you know what? It's going to occupy your brain and you're not productive, okay? Because now that you've created your worry corner, you can set that time to think about it and worry about it, and after that, get out of that. And now, she's telling you, why does it matter? Connecting with what matters. You need to connect what matters, okay? Some days worry, and some days you don't worry, but create a time for worry. She's asking, how do you feel when you're thinking that you're going to set a time for worrying? After you finish worrying, okay, what do you achieve? How does it make you to feel right now? And then we move to the next one, taking action of what matters. What really matters? Most people end up needing only about half the time designated to worry. So if you've set 2 hours to worry, and you are intentional that you're only going to worry for 2 hours, she's saying that 2 hours can be sliced in half. So you might need just to worry for 1 hour and then you're done. Go to other things, because you need your brain, you need to free space in your brain. You're worried about things that might happen, that might never happen. You create stories. You know, most of us create stories of things that are not going to happen. So she has said, assess your situation. Okay, use these following prompts to do your assessment. Okay, ask yourself, I have enough, I have too little, I have too much time. The worry time. Are you happy or you are unhappy? Once you worry, when you finish worrying, how do you feel? Do you feel happy or unhappy? Worry is negative. Worry cannot be you're worried about. Worry is imaginary things. You're thinking things that have not happened. Okay? And now that we've come this far, she's asking you to ask yourself, what would you do differently from today? What do you think you're going to do differently from today so that way you don't have to worry? For me, I don't worry. After 6 p.m., I'm not even worried. But for the most part, who I am, I rarely worry that much. But now, yesterday I didn't come on live because I have my adult children, the college kids were home. And these children, when they turn 18, they are grown people. The children are not children. I might be calling them children. But I'm even reading a book. How to parent adult children. I mean, it is chaotic. When I tell you it's chaotic, I mean chaotic. So yesterday my day was filled with trying to settle my college age children because they went back. So I'm like, no, I'm not even coming on Facebook to tell you guys that, nothing for nothing, because my family comes first. So I just skip. When you don't see me, just know I'm dealing with adult children, okay? And I try not to worry about them because I was once an adult, but it's crazy as a parent. It's not easy because they are grown-ups and you're trying to redirect. You have to listen to them. And in fact, I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'll bring you into my space for those ones who have young children. Okay? And I'm going to, where's my book? I'll go through the notes. So this video is going to last a little longer. I'll go through the notes I had all my kids at home yesterday. Okay? Number 2, refocus. Okay? Refocus. Now, next time you think you're going to decide to worry, create a space where you're going to worry. Okay, be intentional and be like, you know what? I need to refocus. Remove your mind from that space. And then the last one is to reflect on what you have decided to do. Consider how your sense of control over worrying is evolving. After now you have your control of how you're thinking. Consider yourself like, how are you feeling now that you're conscious about worrying? In the next few weeks, track. Make a follow-up weekly. Make a follow-up monthly. Make a follow-up yearly. How are you thinking? Now that we are aware, we wanted to create awareness on how we are thinking, or how we are worrying, or how we are resolving problems. And then she's saying, finally, write down how your house makes you feel as all this is happening in your house. Okay? How did you feel before you started now listening to me? Okay? In 1 week, how do you think you're going to think differently? After 1 month, this is what I'm looking forward to have achieved. That is the end of that chapter. I want to read the notes for you that I did yesterday for those ones who have young children. Hold on. It's good to help each other. Okay? Let's help each other. This book, we were doing this book with my husband before he left for work, and we are not able, we used to come here once a week. We are not able to do that. This book is a very good book. If you have children 13, actually 12 plus, you need to read this book. Or you can read it as you buy it, prepare for those ones who have young children. It's called Doing Life with Adult Children. Keep your mouth shut and the welcome mat ready out. Because these kids, that's where I am now, college age. Sometimes you can't engage. You just keep quiet. But keep your door open because they are going to come back. Okay? I'm going to be kind to invite you to my staff meeting yesterday. Okay? I had a meeting yesterday because all my 4 kids were here. Discussion with our children. I take notes. Brandon, Sydney, Dylan. Ryan is 12, so he was exception from the meeting, but his meeting is different because he's 12. I told them I try to listen. When they want to talk, I listen to them. And I love them. I told them I'm happy with what they are doing. Okay? I like the progress, although the progress is not to my standard, and I'm happy because you know what? I can't just say they're not doing everything they're supposed to do. Okay? I told them in the meeting that I'm having with them, I admit when I'm wrong and when they're wrong. And I told them if I'm wrong, I'm open for correction and they should be open for correction. Okay? When you're doing something wrong, accept that you're doing something wrong, whether it's to your parents, to your friends, or to your co-workers. Okay? I have a life. They have a life. My definition of success is not the definition of success. I came from the village. I migrated here. I'm an immigrant. My challenges and my definition of success is going to be different. And the 3 of them, the definition of success is going to be different for the 3 of them. Because some might want this, the other one might. Each one of them has a different definition. Okay? I encourage them to be independent, not to be dependent. There's a difference. I highlighted for them to know what it means to be independent and being a dependent. Okay? I appreciate the efforts they are making to find themselves and do what needs to be done, because all my 3 children are still at home, which is not very good. But again, times have changed. It's hard out there. But I would want them to put a little more effort, but still, I'd want them to be on their own, because my oldest is 25, my next one is 22, and 19. Okay? I appreciated my 2 children that live here with me, because they help me a lot with the baby. They cook, they clean, and they pay bills since their dad lost the job. They're helping me, and I'm so grateful. Okay? Now, I also talked about being lonely. As an immigrant, we suffer loneliness. My 2 older children did not suffer loneliness because they started school here in kindergarten, so they're still with their friends. But my 3rd child, who's away in college, is very lonely. But I even told them, he is suffering the loneliness. He understands how we felt, but he's 6 hours away. But again, success, I told them, the journey to success, to be successful in anything you're doing, you're going to be lonely. So it's not just college that they're going to be lonely. Even the journey to go out there and succeed in anything, it's a lonely journey. That's why people succeed and then they fall into depression. Because you know what? You have to remove yourself from your peers. You have to remove yourself from your community to go do something, to practice football, to practice basketball, to practice acting. Everything that the people we call celebrities, the people that we idolize, they remove themselves from everybody to succeed. And since I started my business, I told them, it's lonely. Yes, I'm getting the money so I can, have shelter. I'm earning. Yeah, it's a good business, but it's a lonely thing. I like that I work part-time. I have a part-time job where I see people. Those people give me life. But if you're running your own business, you're trying to succeed, it's very lonely. Okay? I told them birth order is going to affect them. My oldest child is always going to be expected to perform high. And unfortunately, he might feel like he's being overworked. So birth order matters. I want them to create awareness. You're first, you're number 2. You have 3 years on this one. You have 4 years. You have 5 years. The age difference is 3, 3, 3, and then the last one is 7. So they have a small child here that depends on them. Okay? Birth order. College. They've not finished college on their milestones. That's fine. I'm not going to push them very much, but they is still in college. So they need to finish that. It is important to have at least minimum the bachelor's degree, because I came here on a student visa. I don't want them to go below. I want them to set those standards. Dating, okay? They can date. This is the time I told them to wait and date in college. It's dating time for me. I don't want my children to miss the window of finding partners. I don't want my children to start marrying anyone because now they waited too long. No, I told them to wait and date in college. This is the time to date in college, and this is the time to, to go on date. But I told them to avoid people who are poor. Okay? And people think that is wrong. No, people who are poor, they have scarcity of the mind. People who are poor, they just don't have time. You could, in this country has so many opportunities. So if you're poor, if you're mentally ill, that's fine. But if you're functioning okay, I told them stop dating these people who have nothing. I told them to look at the family background. They need to look at how their Thanksgiving is going to be. Don't just marry anybody and think that you're going to change that family. No. So that was a message my father gave me. That's the message my father told us. Avoid poor people because they are poor in the mind. They are not poor money. They have poverty of the mind. Because their age mates were doing what they are supposed to do. They have no self-control. They have no discipline. Avoid those people because you will never take them out of poverty. If their father is in jail, you will never help. Their mother is on drugs. You can never help these people. Whether you love them. Love is not a feeling that can last you for long. It's just going to last you for a short time. Create family boundaries. Family boundaries start with the age now that they are 18 plus. They are all making choices. Nobody should invade the other child so much because they are different, whether they have, they have the same parents, but at the same time, each one of them has a different personality. So when they are going after each other, the sibling rivalry and fighting, you have to create boundaries. Don't overstep because they don't forget. We need to create boundaries and respect each other's spaces because we are all different, okay? They need to clean their spaces. If it's in college, in their rooms, cleanliness is next to godliness. Alcohol, drugs, and laziness. Alcohol, drugs, and laziness. That's why I'm telling you to avoid the poor people. Poor people in America are lazy. And if they are mentally ill, you are not going to treat them. They should have asked for treatment. Okay? Laziness and drugs and alcohol, they go hand in hand. Okay? Financial stability. That's one thing that our children are on point. But I started teaching them about money when they were 5. I started giving them $5 on their 5th birthday. I give them $5. I take them to take $1 to church. I take them to, to take $2. I think we used to bank $2. We used to have passbooks. We bank some money, you buy ice cream, and then I buy them a safe. At 5 years old, I bought them a safe. Each one of them has a safe with a key where they put their extra money when the ice cream truck comes. So that one, I'm very happy with the 3 children, where they are with their money. But I reminded them, money gives them options, okay? And then I reminded them, I said, if somebody has wronged you, let go. Forgive them. Don't live in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Whatever has been done to you with us, your cousins, anybody wrongs you, let go so you can create space for growth. Because when you hold a grudge, it occupies a part in your brain. Okay? Number 2, whatever people are saying about you, ignore them. They don't know your journey. They don't know I'm from Nyando Chebere. Your dad is from Buruburu. We are immigrants. We didn't have papers. Don't listen to the outside world because you know what? Your parents are different. You have different sets of parents, different standards of operations, different policies and procedures that needs to be followed. Ignore everybody. Number 2. That's number 2. Number 3. Don't compare yourself with your siblings. Okay, one of them is going to ace it, one of them is not going to ace it, one of them is going to be successful, some are not going. You cannot compare yourself with your siblings, your age mates, your peers. You run your own race. Okay? Number 4, when you're in conflict with people, stay calm. Don't say things you can't take back. Number 5, your life is yours. Own it. I can never run your race for you. I can never own it for you. It is your life. Own it. You're not doing college for me. You're not working for me. You're not working for your brother, your sister. It is your life. You have one life to live. Own it. Take responsibility. Okay? Number 6, give everything time. There is nothing that happens in one day. It's a process. Life is a process. Give it time. Don't expect results right away. If it's even somebody who has wronged you and you've forgiven them, give it time to heal. Number 7, always keep a smile. Be a happy person. Nobody can make you happy but yourself. Nobody is going to make you happy. Number 8, do not overshare. Don't tell people everything that belongs to you. Once you let something out of your mouth, just know that it's going to go 1,000 miles and more than 1,000. Share what you're okay with people to know. Okay? Whatever you're telling people out there, once it comes out there, you're not going to take it back. Okay? And I reminded them that at 18 years old, I was 18. The day I turned 18 years old, I left my parents' house. And I left my parents' house on that particular day because my mom did not understand what was going on. My dad had a little understanding, but I needed to start my journey. I started my journey at 18 years old. Okay? So if I started my journey at 18 years old, that's why they're in West Hampton. I wanted to come here. They need to now, once they're at this age, 18, 19, 22, 26, they have to start and choose a destination. Because now they are taking me behind. They should have left this house when they're 18. And when I say left, meaning go away to college so they can feel how it feels not to be home with the parents. But because we were paying for the college, we figured we'd take them to schools that we are able to pay. And I reminded them, I worked 11 p.m., awake overnight to 7 a.m. to go to school, and I was on a student visa. One was born in New Brunswick, my oldest son. My second daughter was born in Princeton, New Jersey. My third child was born in Mount Holly. My last baby was born in Mount Holly. They are all born American citizens. When we came to this country, we wanted to be them. I couldn't even imagine being born here. I thought I would have been so successful. And finally, I told them, I have never, since I turned 18, I lowered my standards of expectations for my parents. My parents, my mom and dad, I used to zip for them. Because you know what? They were my parents. I have standards of operations for me. I'm not going to lower my standards of operations for them so I can accommodate them. They have to set their own standards of operations and find a place and go live there. But I'm not going to come down for them, which I've already done because of COVID. Because of COVID, I lowered some standards. But, no. Those are the lessons that I did with the children. And they're in my journal. I do have them on digital for my grandkids. And I rate them. Yeah? I hope that was helpful. That's just an overview. And that was my staff meeting yesterday. I gave them a chance to speak. They spoke. And, a meeting without a response is not good. Okay? Because this is me, this is my thoughts. So I got their thoughts, and we're in agreement that, you know what? As you think, it's who you become. As you plan is what you achieve. As you set your goals, that's what you're going to achieve. So I'm not a millionaire, but I'm able to be self-sufficient. I don't have it all, but I'm able to take care of them and take care of myself. Okay? So with that said, if you have small children, be prepared. Parenting adult children is not an easy job. It's a lot of work. And some of you, it's going to leave you in sleepless nights. Because you know what they make with sleepless nights? Because they make choices. You're looking and you're like, really? You had to do that? Okay? Go to my YouTube channel. This video is very nice for today. Because I chose actually. I wasn't planning to invite you guys in my personal space. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. And share this video so the other parents who have, especially if you have young children, you learn 1 or 2 things. Because you know what? The journey is just as difficult as it is for everybody else. But when we share, we get to help each other. I hope you listened and learned. Go to YouTube. Please do that thing, right? And invite your friends. And we'll talk another day. Cheers. And God bless you.